Well, hello everyone. Back in my familiar seat. I think most of you will recognize it. I am not in California. I am back here, the home base outside of Boston, Massachusetts, where it's a little chillier than the lovely weather we experienced while out in LA and Palm Springs. Listen, I just had to leave a very brief message for you. Um, Gosh, what a trip we had. What an intense trip. In fact, that was the consensus I'm hearing from a lot of people that attended the Conscious Life Expo this year. That's the 14th annual Conscious Life Expo at the Los Angeles Hilton. Was intense. That was the feel, not necessarily in a bad way, not necessarily in a blissful way, but I think every year that I have covered this conference, and this was my fifth year, there's a specific energy that tends to permeate the space, and my feeling is that it has a lot to do with what's going on at the time on our planet. And each year, I think I can say for myself that each year that I have gone, attended this conference, and I spend equally, if not more time, observing the environment and feeling the energy of the conference. Each year has been a successive growth in intensity. This was the first year I heard from other people, quite a few other people, in fact, that I'm going to keep using that word intense or tense even. I don't know where that's coming from. Well, I mean, I suppose you can look around and you see what's going on not only in the media but in your immediate environment. We are definitely at some sort of a um, I don't know what word I would use. Intense. I don't know what other word to use. Um, and again, I want to stress when we use these terms, it's not necessarily to denote something bad or good, but just perhaps getting to a critical point, as I've used oftentimes a precipice. I think that's what we felt. I did sense a bit of angst among some people, anxiousness, this feeling that I need to know some answers now. I'm frustrated with the way my life is going, and I'm coming here to get resolution and to reconcile that. Unfortunately, most of these events are not designed to do that, but rather to have you share your ideas, your voice, maybe learn a few things. So it was interesting. It was a fantastic trip for me. As you know, maybe some of you have seen my wonderful interview that I did right on the heels of Linda Moulton Howe getting the Lifetime Achievement Award. I had a chance to interview her briefly, and I promise you there is a part two to that interview. Uh, Coming up next, this will be next Wednesday. I can't think of the date offhand. We're in the first week of March. We will be interviewing Rosemary Ellen Guiley and Sean Stone. This is a sort of a follow-on to a show that we did last year discussing the non-human uh, uh, interference, we'll call it, on planet Earth, and how big of a part does that play and how we're living out our lives. We've got some more goodies. Barbara Lamb is coming up to talk about her new book, um, Meet the Hybrids, and more. Guess what? I'm doing a show every week this month. We had the first show, as I said, roll out with Linda Moulton Howe. Next week will be Sean and Rosemary. After that, we'll have Barbara Lamb, and we'll have two more. We've got 5 weeks in March. So I'm calling this the March Marathon. So stay tuned to Higher Journeys. I'm going to call it Higher Journeys Radio and TV because I was able to get a couple of these interviews on tape. So just wanted to give you a little heads up on that. Intense indeed, people. Keep tuning in. I appreciate you as always. Take care.